Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Thursday. Thursday. Dan, good morning, Dan. Dan says he's feeling good. And woke up to a 15-year-old daughter. Well, happy birthday. I'm assuming that's what that means. Happy birthday to your daughter. And 15, that's an age. I mean, it gets interesting before that, but it definitely gets interesting in these teenage years. Um, yeah, 15 is something else. I have a 16-year-old, sorry. She's about to be 17. No, that can't be right. I don't know. The ages of the kids always confuse me. Yeah, no worries, dude. Waking up to a 12-year-old daughter today. Wait, yours is turning 12 today? That's great. Birthday twins over here? Good stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm waking up. Well, I'm already awoke, but I'm waking up in an empty house. So I had a interestingly fun day yesterday. My car just decided it didn't want to work anymore in the morning, so kind of threw me off my schedule that I've been trying to maintain. I was trying to maintain a busier, more efficient morning slash half a day at work, and then driving home as early as possible to avoid too much traffic, to then be able to pick up my kids from school. But the car took about a 3 hour chunk out of my morning, and then sent me down a spiral of, should I replace the car? So yeah, that was a lot yesterday. Hey, Blaze.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Good morning.
Good.
Doing good.
What is up, Fialo?
Yeah, we got Dan and Jason chatting us up. So question for you. You're in your car right now. Previous seasons of Daily Dad, you've been in your car with kids. So what's the difference right now during this part of the year from like those times when we see you with the kids? Was that like during the summer, and so like camp and stuff was later than normal school?
Um, so probably like one of the most exciting storylines from VDads / My Daily Dads was, remember when Louisa was getting her driver's license?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think I'm leaning on her a lot more to take the little one to, because it was in the morning, it would just be taking the little one to daycare.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so that's a big one. Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens in the summer. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to work full time. If I'm trying to work with work to see if I can like have off. Oh man, my phone stand broke, and so now it's like my phone's leaning against a cup of coffee, like a mug, like my guy over here. But what I'm trying to say is, it might change. We'll see. But my schedule's just off. I was doing good last week. I did 2 days of yoga, 2 days of Orange Theory. I haven't done anything this week because I'm packing my plate too much right now, so I definitely need to figure that piece out. But this is one of my non-negotiables each week. Not that any of us can be here every day, but try to be here as much as possible. So, and I'm just trying. So,
sounds good. I mean, it's just in that weird part of the morning, right? For a lot of people. For me, it's early, and I got, an empty house where everybody's asleep. So for me, I found it to be an easy start once I realized how simple and valuable I could make it. Because before it was like there was Twitter Spaces or there was other stuff like this, and some of them just went on like too long. So I
Yeah.
do like the 30-minute model. Sometimes I feel like the 30-minute model is a little too short. But I definitely see like heavy value in like being able to just stick a quick little 30-minute call surrounded around parenting, gratitude, or just, getting some stuff off your chest. Um, because it doesn't take too much space up in my morning. Because you guys know I like to stack my morning with a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
But you guys that have to do it in the 8 o'clock hour, I can definitely see how that's difficult because I wouldn't be able to do it. It'd be very tough for me to squeeze it in at 8:30.
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, can I go to yoga 5:45 to 6:45, come home, shower, spend the morning with my kids, and then get in the car, do this, and be at work by 9.
Yeah.
And it's possible, but it's also like I need to lay my clothes out. I need to make sure there's no room for error with the kids, like having like a temper
Yep.
tantrum or a freak out, which still is like a super regular thing. And so, but I could also be making excuses for myself too.
Well, every parent knows you like the one thing you always have to do is leave room for error when it
Yeah.
comes to kids. Because rushing kids in and out of the house is like one of the most difficult things for school, for a show, for like a meeting, for a party, like anything. Like anything you have to take your kids to. When you're trying to rush them, it's just never a good scene. Like they don't like to be rushed, and that's easily the time when they will just lay down flat on the floor, like, and become dead weight.
100%.
Especially the little ones. The
The
little
little,
ones.
yeah, the little one's okay because he can just chill. He's not like since he's not getting on the bus. Um,
Yeah.
but what I see him more is like a barrier to the big kids, like because he can get in the way of the big kids and then like get everyone's time messed up. Because next thing you know, socks and shoes aren't on, the bus is coming down the road, and it's just a mess,
Yeah.
But that's why we're here. And then
Does work have a chance to adjust, or is it like school like starts at 9?
yeah, like there's no I don't like clocking in and out, and there's no one at work that's like, Blaze, you weren't here at 9 a.m. because like I work evenings sometimes, and I like do a little bit of work from home here or there. I think that's just like in my mental head, like when I need to be there, because like I mean, it definitely, the thought this morning was like, can I do this from my office at home and then go into work, which I could have, but I just like, I don't know, I just like getting out of the house and moving, so it's probably like a mental thing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to advocate to get like a work from home day, which I don't have any right now, like every other week or
Okay.
something like that. So we'll see.
Got it.
How's your car?
It's okay. It was apparently just like a normal thing, but for me there was no warning. It just stopped working. So, like normally you have like a warning light that like your battery is low. Just like you'd have like an oil light or a check engine light. Well, like I had no indication of that. Like, there was no like, service needed, or, you should take it in or anything like that. And it's a Tesla, so it's a relatively smart car. So you'd think it would have that, but it's just like I drove it to work. I went on a 30-minute walk. Like I timed my walk, right? Like 30 minutes, and then I couldn't get into my car. Like it would just turn into a brick.
Oh wow.
And so there's this little car battery inside the Tesla that runs like the basic systems, like the
Uh-huh.
Bluetooth to connect to your phone, starting up the computer screen and all that. So apparently that battery just dies every 3 to 4 years.
Oh, interesting.
But like again, it should have just given me that warning, like, hey, it's almost time to replace your battery. It's getting a little low. And it was covered under the warranty. It was no problem. Like the worst thing was they dispatched a tow truck, and the tow truck was like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
When like the distance from where I was to the Tesla service center was like 15 minutes. So like the tow truck driver had to drive an hour to take me 15 minutes. So just stuff like that. Like it was just kind of silly.
Yeah.
Um, and this car has given me trouble in the past, so I just started going down the track yesterday. Got very distracted between me, my wife, and my friend about just flipping into a different one.
Like
I've
a
been
new
thinking
Tesla.
about it for. Yeah, I love the brand. I love the car. It's just this one. Like I chalk this up to being like it's a 2021, so I chalk this up to being a COVID Tesla. And
Yeah.
I don't think the quality of products that everyone was producing during the COVID era was that good.
Interesting.
No offense to anyone here who worked at Tesla during the COVID years. Uh, we had the chip shortage that like rocked the world for a while,
Yep. Oh yeah, I
with
forgot about
with
that.
appliances and cars and stuff like that. And so I don't know. I don't think they're like my 2018 was so much cleaner than my 2021.
Yeah.
So
Um, it's definitely there's not a lot of physical things that I want in life as much as I used to, but a Tesla and a Cybertruck is definitely on the list. Um,
oh really?
yeah, like, but Cybertrucks are so big. I mean,
Yeah,
I drive this like Volkswagen
they're
Altima.
too massive, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, they're so big. Like you have an Atlas too, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm driving right now. Wouldn't you say they're similar size or no?
I would say they're bigger, like bigger. Um,
Huh.
so that was what I was getting at. Like my wife's Atlas is a good amount bigger than my car,
Yeah.
and the Cybertruck is probably bigger than hers.
Hmm.
I really don't know I don't know
Um.
how to delete those comments. Like I've never done it before. It's where I need
I think.
Nathan Craig are so good at it.
Yeah, I think you have to like. You might have to be on Twitch to do it.
Well, I
I
am
don't
on
know.
Twitch on my computer. That's why I'm looking over here, but like I'm in the mod mode, but like I can't figure out how to block. It's so strange.
What do you think of the reading today? Morning Plush Garden.
Um, yeah, I like these readings. I've heard this one. I've obviously read them all before, but I've read this one before. It's kind of like sometimes these ones come off as like easier said than done. Like for some people it's easier to do that, and like I'm kind of one of those people right now. Like it's easier for me to clock out and go home early and do my stuff mobily and be with my kids. So I've taken stuff like this to heart and tried to put it into my like actual way of living with my kids. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of one of these a lot of these readings are why I'm kind of trying to do what I do and spend more time
Yeah.
with my children.
I don't know. It
What do you
was a
think?
good reminder for me because there's some things like even work like I need to work out. I need to take care of myself. I understand that, but like yesterday, I just took the 3-year-old out, and it was just me and him, and that's the whole reason
Nice.
that I left hospital leadership a couple years ago, is so that I could be more present with my kids. And so I think today was just a good reminder. Is like, oh yeah, that's why I did that. I didn't do that to like work a main job and have like 7 side hustles. I did that so that I could be more present with my kids. Period.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it today. And I didn't know that about Archie Manning. I know Eli Manning has 2 rings. His brother has 2 rings, I'm pretty sure. And so I think that was a great story. Not that I think it's one of those things though, where it's like I don't think any of us can retire tomorrow to spend more time with our kids. But there's always changes that can be made.
Yeah. Yeah, I think on my end, it was something that I did with my wife a while back, where we had talked about it when she was being worked up in her in her job, and they started putting more responsibility on her, and it was getting more and more stressful. And then like as the kids went to, basically our kids this last year, I think it was. Yeah, this most recent year, they went to all 3 kids are in 3 different schools. So it got a little bit more complicated. Bailey added a whole nother sport to her repertoire, like she always does. So it was just one of those things where I was like, I can afford it, and if you can, step down, and it doesn't take away from like, that part of your life that you were, because she enjoyed it. Like she enjoyed what she was doing, but then I started to see that she wasn't enjoying it. Like she was starting to have problems, and I'm like, look, if you're starting to have problems and you're not enjoying it as much, then just take a step back, because you don't need it, and our kids are more important right now. And honestly, like your mental health is way more important.
Yeah.
Because we've gone through these cycles before where she's, been off and not worked for a year or 2,
Yeah.
and then gone back to work, and then gone off and gone back. Like it's usually, around when the new kid is born, she'll take a year or 2 off. So yeah, it's a similar thing. Like not with me, but with her.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can do it, if you can spare it, like if you can go to part time, or you can go from to working to home, it's definitely, it's definitely going to be better, especially for the kids.
100%. I think the one thing that we'd have to figure out is like my office is right under Heather's office, and so I can hear her when she's talking. So I would need to move my office to a different room, or I'm wondering because like how we redid our basement, it's like what's it called when you don't put a ceiling up and you just like spray paint the top?
Oh, like you just spray painted the framing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
open. I wonder if
Yeah.
there's an opportunity to like put insulation and a ceiling up and a sound barrier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Um,
they have a like a what we use when we build like movie theaters or people's offices. We use a more dense insulation.
uh-huh.
We call it Roxol because that's the brand. And then I'll text this all to you. And then the drywall, there's an actual product called Quiet Rock, which is
Uh-huh.
like it's essentially like 8 sheets of drywall all glued into one. It's not as thick as 8 sheets of drywall. It's just as thick as a normal sheet.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm sure that would help. Um, so she works from home all the time, or just most of the time whenever she's home, right?
Yeah. So she probably travels like 25% of the time, and then she's home the rest of the time.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, because I always even thought like if I did a job that was fully remote, I think I'd probably go rent an office somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, or we're always talking about like what kind of business could we do? Could we get our own office park and then rent it out, and I just have a space? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have? This is like unrelated to any of that, but do you have any buddies that are going to be working on like the Palisades firehouses?
I mean, my floor guy that I share an office with, he works up there a lot, and he knows a lot of people up there because he's actually like kind of from the area.
Yeah.
So he's been talking to a lot of people, and apparently there's people already getting ready to start their builds. I mean, it's all the people that basically what I heard from him was that anyone who within the last couple of years had plans to build a house or was in construction during the fire, they were able to get quick stamps on their plans to rebuild.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, so those people should be in the process of getting those stamps and being able to build soon. And my only question was like, are the roads clear? They able to get there? Like, what are the like? Is there a power grid? That's what I was really curious about is the infrastructure, and I haven't heard any. I haven't heard any update from him yet.
With those situations, is the first step like getting a big dumpster and just like clearing out like the
Yeah,
burnt down house and then basically starting over?
yeah, yeah. I think, and I don't even know if it's like I don't think it's that simple because it's like there's also all the contamination from anything that would have burned and melted into the ground.
Oh,
Like I
I
think there
didn't.
was all this talk about all the melted Teslas and electric vehicles that when they melt down, I don't know, it's like toxic. So there's all these parts of the road or people's driveways where like any of these electric vehicles, the batteries just melted into the ground or whatever happened to them. I don't really know, but that's the first thing that has to happen is like a full clean of everything. And I don't see how my thought was I don't see how they would just like clean specific areas instead of just cleaning the whole, like the place as a whole.
Yeah.
So it kind of seemed more like all the labor, all the availability is going to go towards like a some sort of government or city cleanup program versus like onesie twosie people who just want to build their house again because they're without a house. So, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's too far for me, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
with what I already have locked up where I am to then go up there. Like my floor guy goes up there all the time, but it like eats like a good 4 hours out of his day.
Oh, I bet. I can't even imagine because it's basically an inlet. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and during any time you go through like the Los Angeles area, you're no matter what time of the day, almost you're going through traffic. So it's like an hour, hour and a half each way.
Mm. It's crazy.
Yep,
Um,
it
six
is,
minutes
man.
left. Gratitude. What's your gratitude?
Um,
Chat. What's your
Gratitude.
couch?
Yeah. Sorry, Chad, if we're not chatting with you too much, but my gratitude today was the whole experience with my car yesterday. I was getting like good feedback and like good conversation between me and my wife and our friend Blake. Um, so I just appreciate that, like I was having a bad morning and then the two of them like stepped in and were like, "Oh yeah, well let's research what's the problem and let's research, trading out your Tesla." And they just like were both like there for me. So it's just good times.
Love it.
Yeah.
For me, I need to call my wife today because she stayed up late and then she accidentally woke me up and I think I yelled at her for turning the light on,
Mm.
and so I need to call her because she's still asleep. I haven't seen her yet. Um, that's not my gratitude, but my gratitude is I did get to spend some quality time with the 3-year-old yesterday. I just can't wait. He's 4 in 3 weeks, and I'm like, I just think three is the worst age because they just whine so much. Um, and so I'm hoping he grows out of that. Uh, and we'll see. So there you go. What else you got going on this week? Oh, it's the weekend. The weekend's tomorrow. What are you doing this weekend?
I don't think we have any plans.
Oh,
I
that's
think
awesome.
it's going to be another like a low key weekend for us. So yeah, I don't know. I got to check the weather out there because um it's like a rainy. We're in like the middle of a rainstorm right now. So we had rain yesterday, and we're supposed to get a lot more next week. So I don't know if it's gonna rain out our weekend or not. Um, just normal, just normal household stuff.
Same. I think we're trying. Bryson's still very passionate about rock climbing right now, so I think we might. He has one membership, one place that he's been going. We might try and cancel that, and then join the rock gym. And I might join it too, and cancel some of my memberships because this is finally something that like we could possibly do together. But I need to learn to belay and all that stuff, so we'll see. Bouldering,
Yeah, you got me thinking about it. So I was looking up places near me.
You got the itch. Where's the rock gym? Where's the rock gym?
Yeah, I did. There's a really nice one, but it's a little bit further. I might have to just check in with the one. I know one of the friends. They like to do that kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of bouldering, which is harder because then to do top rope you need a partner. So that's like the hardest thing that I think I was talking about last time was, um, that you got to find someone who can get on your schedule, who you can meet up with, and enough times a week that you're like doing it. So that's the difficult task. But we'll see. I might hit up my old partner out here and see if his schedule changed at all.
Do it. What I was thinking about is, I mean, I can obviously belay my 6-year-old, but I'm assuming his like 50-pound body isn't suitable to belay me.
No, most gyms require like an age of like 14 or 15.
Oh man, I'll stick to. You can the auto belays though. You don't need anybody, yeah, or do you still need somebody to spot you or whatever?
You don't need it, but most gyms don't have that many auto belays. Like for like I like a nice like tall wall to like get all the way up. So most of the gym I went to that had like a crazy amount of stuff, they only had auto belays in the kids area, like the one you were in. And then the speed wall, like the Olympic speed wall. So yeah, you everything else you had to either top rope or I forget what the other one's called, lead climb.
Well, the cool boulder. Thing about this gym is like they have a place where you can work out. They actually have a yoga room and do like 2 yoga classes a day. And they have like 20 different walls that you can do that are always changing. Yeah. And I'm like, man, like, should I cancel my Orange Theory membership and go there? Even though I really like it, but I don't know. I feel maybe I need to switch gyms every year just because it motivates me to like do something different, but I don't know.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's $99 a month for Bryson. And
is it like cheaper if you do like a family plan? Because that's what it was for me.
Yeah, I think it's only like if it was me and him, I think it'd be only $135 a month. But I've also might have read that wrong. I'm just trying to figure out like if it's $99 a month and he just goes on Saturdays, it's probably worth it for $25 a session.
Yeah, it's so hard to calculate stuff like that, like how worth it is for the kids. But as long as they're having fun and it's not like something like crazy, like 100 or something a session, like when it's in the 20s, 30s, we've had classes that are down like $10 a session. As long as they're liking it, man, and there's not some sort of like commitment to like multiple months and you can cancel anytime, because that's the other problem that we always have is we'll sign our kids for something and then they'll just like go to 2 classes and be like, I'm out. I'm like, mother effer. Like, first off, you signed up for a month. Like, and then second off, like, thought this was going to be a thing. Like, it was really hopeful.
Because that's the Warrior Factory where we've been going, which is like a CrossFit type, I don't know, Ninja Warriors thing. But it's like, I'm pretty sure it's a 3-month commitment. And I think March is month 3. So I'm like, you got to stick it out.
Yeah.
But I don't
know. That becomes tough because then it becomes one of those things where like you're trying to get them to go and they're like, I don't want to put my shoes on. No.
Yeah.
And you're like, I paid for this.
All right. I got at the hour.
Yep.
Great Thursday. Vibes are high.
Yes, sir.
Any last words?
Oh, go ahead, man. Everybody have a good day.
Everybody have a good day.
Appreciate you guys here hanging out.
And you never know when hanging out with your kids more might create the opportunity for them to be a Super Bowl champion.
Agreed. See you, buddy.
Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Later.